over here at Signature Residential Properties, we're here talking about scary topics that we've been doing this whole week. So I got one of our great preferred lenders as our special guest, Thomas Baldwin, and we're going to talk about 5 recent topics about mortgages. So, first question, Thomas, is I always get asked, how do I get my credit score up?
It's great, Noy. That's one thing I love about you. You always get the buyers to us, even if their credit's not perfect or they tell you that their scores are not great. So we have a wonderful credit department, and we really work hard to try to get the scores up. And we want your buyers to know that even if they're not ready to buy today, that we can get them ready right away and give them a good timeline and a plan for getting their credit improved.
Now, since we're live, I want you guys to ask some questions as well. Now, another question that I have, Thomas, is people's like, what is a rapid rescore? What is it exactly?
So when we're trying to improve the scores, our credit department will say if you're at a 590, that it would take 40 points to get us up. We're able to tell you what you need to pay down, what you need to work on to get your scores up, and we're able to do that rapid rescore so it's immediate versus waiting for the credit to repair on its own in 30 to 60 days.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I had a client that they were 3 points away, and we were able to rapid rescore, and we were able to get in the house of their dreams. So, another question that I have that are always recent, and people always text me, and just I usually always text you. I'm like, oh, Thomas, this is the mortgage question. Let me leave it to the expert. So, one thing is, how do I get the sellers to cover my closing costs?
So when I'm speaking to your buyers, their big question is, VA's 100%. Do I need any money? And there are closing costs involved with your loan, but the neat thing is that if you get a good agent that's willing to negotiate that for you and goes to bat, not just trying to get you in a house and get you under contract, but really works hard to get your closing costs covered, they negotiate that for you where we can get the seller to pay the cost for you. So I always tell all my buyers, get the house as cheap as you can, get the best deal you can. That's your agent's job to help you, but don't get it so cheap that you don't have your costs covered.
Right, and that's when it comes in handy you need to hire a buyer's agent.
Absolutely.
Okay? So that way they can negotiate your closing costs. Okay.
I do a lot of for sale by owners that don't have an agent involved, and they end up trying to get me to be their agent, and that's not my job. That's where they need somebody to negotiate for them.
Because at the end of the day, you need somebody on your side looking out for your best interest. So that's why you have to hire me. So, third question we have is, how do I know if I'm paying too much for my house?
The VA and also conventional FHA obviously have great, they protect every buyer. So as we get through the process and do your loan documents, we order the appraisal for you. So for example, a VA appraisal, they send the VA out there and they compare your house to other homes in the neighborhood based on the current homes that have sold, and they establish a value for that property. So the nice thing is once you're under contract, if it comes in at a higher amount, they cannot raise the price. But if it comes in lower, you're protected where we get to renegotiate the contract. So you don't ever have to worry about paying too much for your home.
Right. Now, if it comes in lower, what I do is I renegotiate the contract. Hey, we do an amendment to the contract where I'm saying, it prays for less. So we may renegotiate the closing costs or any other thing. So that's why it's important, I always say urgent, to hire a buyer's agent to look out for your best interest. So the next question that we have on scary topics. So let's say a scenario, I'm not in the area, but I don't want to wait until I come back on deployment. What can I do to buy a house?
It's neat with all the technology and going live and everything else. You're able to, with a good agent that puts the effort in, they're able to take you out to the property without you even being there. They're able to show you what the home looks like, whether it's in a video or going live with that. We're able to, with technology, do your pre-approval by email. A lot of the documents can be e-signed and sent to you where you can start everything. You don't lose that house of your dreams because you're out of the area on deployment. We're able to work for you right away.
Now, speaking of, I'm just going to gush on Thomas for a little bit. Speaking of Thomas, we had one that were under contract, Mr. So-and-so, But the wife loved this house, so what we did is FaceTime. Okay, so when he came back, I actually showed him the property. He was working over there in California. Came back, he actually loved the house, and we're closing on it this month. Another one is, I have a client who's in Italy, okay? He says, I want to still buy a house. I'm going to be here this weekend. What can I do? So Thomas emailed him the pre-approval, so he was able to do everything online and got him pre-approved. So you don't have to wait until you return. We can, I mean, with technology nowadays, we can do that online on the computer. So, all right, so we got our final question we always have is, the misconception that we have is, can I use my VA loan more than once? What if I want to save it? I want a house on the beach. I want the first row with the view like that, and I want to see like the stars, the moon. Do I have to wait?
I get that question a lot when I'm trying to do a pre-approval. I ask if they're currently active duty or if they're previously military, and a lot of people think they have to save their VA loan for their final house, or they don't get to use their VA until they get out of the service. So you can actually certainly use it while you're active duty, and you can use your VA loan more than once. So it's really exciting VA's the best loan. It does not have mortgage insurance, no money down, so it's by far the best loan and the best option, but you do get to use it more than once. They do allow us to, if you buy a home in California and you're looking to buy here in North Carolina, you're able to use it again, use the second tier of your eligibility. In the North Carolina area, our limit's $417,000. And we order your certificate of eligibility for you and run the numbers to make sure that we're giving you accurate numbers so we know what you have available. And that's the importance of getting pre-approved, so that we know that you're looking in the right price range when you go out to buy your home.
Right, I don't like any surprises. Now, what if somebody has a house in California, they want to buy a second home here, and they're renting their house out in California? What is the minimum amount that they can purchase here in North Carolina?
So using the second tier, you can't spend $100,000. You have to use over 144. So it has to be 144 and a dollar. And the neat thing that the VA allows, because they know that the veterans move from state to state, is they do allow you to use it again, turn that home into a rental, and you're able to. We only count 75% of that payment against you. So if you have $1,000 payment in California, which I'm sure would be cheap, but $1,000 payment.
Before I give them a little room.
That's right. So $1,000 payment, we only have to count 75% of that in case it's not rented the whole time. So you're only hit with $250 for that house payment versus the full $1,000. So you're able to buy again here in North Carolina. Have only a small. I'd love to have a lot of homes. I only had $250 counted against me. So it's a great thing. The VA does allow you to use your eligibility again up to 417, and we're able to use that lease. That's the only program conventional FHA don't allow you to, unless you've been renting for 2 years, discount that mortgage payment by a lease. So the VA is amazing for that. So we can get a lease and don't have to count that full payment against you.
Well, that sums it up. I hope you find this video educational. And if you need a loan, call Thomas. If you need a house, you call me. So we're here to help buying a house and mortgage and the whole home process. Very simple for you guys. So give us a call. Here's Thomas with Alpha Mortgage, and I'm Noy Luna with Signature Residential Properties. So my number is 910-526-8086. Call us, text us if you have any questions, about real estate or mortgages. We're here to assist you. Have a good day.
Thank
Happy
you.
Friday.